Well, we'd like to welcome everybody to our postgame press conference after 83-37 victory for Norfolk State over South Carolina State. We welcome in head coach Larry Vickers, Mimi Wheeler, and Debria Clark. We'll start with an opening statement from Coach Larry Vickers.
Well, it was an interesting game. I thought we had the right mindset from what I saw in the locker room right before the game, but we got off to a little bit of a slow start. We always talk about it as coaches, you can't cheat the game. You always gotta have energy, and I didn't feel like we started with that. And we settled for the three a little bit today. But other than that, after the first 5 minutes, I thought we did a good job being aggressive, getting paint touches, making easier one-moves for down passes. Our defense is always our best offense, and we didn't play defense early. And as soon as we started locking down, we started blocking shots. It says how many blocks we get, 9 today. It felt probably more like closer to 15. Maybe some of those were listed as deflections. But once we started doing that stuff, we started kind of playing Norfolk State basketball, and the score kind of went up from there.
We'll look at it in sort of like you look at the box scores, and you look at the four quarters. They scored 17 points in the first quarter, only scored 20 points after that in the next three. And I know it's something you say you preach defense. Have you ever seen a stat line like that?
Well, no. So you can ask my team about that one because I don't have the answers. But sometimes at this point of the year, you get to a point to where now we're 23 games in. We understand that South Carolina State team's going to work hard, but right now at this point they probably can't beat us. So we can't go into games with that mindset. We got to kind of go into games with the right mindset and then prove to them why they're going to struggle to beat us. So we kind of try to do it the reverse way. Sometimes as players and as coaches, you got to understand at the point that we're at now, you're going to get everybody's best shot. And I thought they did a good job coming out with a lot of energy. They stuck to their game plan. They were looking like they wanted to get Mimi in foul trouble early. And that's how they were going to try and attack us. We got to understand that we're going to get everybody's best shot, and so we got to come into games from the first horn, ready to kind of establish why we're kind of the prohibited favorites at this point.
Kind of interesting though, like your demeanor didn't change. You saw this go up 14, and then you subbed the next 5.
Yeah, subbed the next 5.
And then you subbed the next 5. After that, it didn't seem like you were worried at all, but you did look like you were frustrated about how things were.
I've already broke my board, so I couldn't do that again. So it's just let me sub them. Let me sub them. Sitting on the sideline is always the best teacher. And maybe they were doing something that we didn't see while we were in the game that maybe we saw once we got back in. But we just want to kind of play the right way. It was early 50-50 balls. We didn't win. We didn't really lose those the rest of the game. We were kind of first to the floor after that.
I guess for Mimi and Debria, like how frustrating was it going to start, and then wanting to get back out to the floor to sort of get going again?
I wasn't too frustrated because I know my team knew what was supposed to. We already knew I was in trouble. So my second group came in with energy, defensive energy, and then we just kind of followed after. Sometimes we didn't start the game off right, but we followed it.
I'll accept that answer, Bree. Bree, for you started to pick up your offensive numbers just a little bit. What's changed from the early part to now? Do you just feel more confident, or just the work that you feel like you put in?
I feel like my defensive intensity kind of controls my offensive side of the game. So I just try to be as aggressive as I can on the defensive end to create more offensive opportunities for myself. And then I know Nia's going to find me. I know Donna's going to find me. So just being confident in myself and knocking down shots. That's kind of how I just think going into the game.
15 points for you, 4 assists, 1 steal to go along with 2 blocks. I think again, when you look at the stat lines, we talk about stat lines, you can read them all the way across. If you have a number in everyone, and even including turnovers were low tonight for y'all. When you look at your stat lines, okay, you know you can score, but it's the other things that you want to do to make sure you get back the game. And I think the 4 steals, 4 blocks from Mimi and one steal and your 2 blocks. Those are different in ball.
Want me to comment on that? I'm great. Okay. I think for us, sometimes, Bree plays at the top of the press. So, sometimes at the top of the press, you do all the work and then you don't get the steal. That's a part of the process. But, she's really fast. She's quick. She can get paint touches. When I start talking about I need people to touch the paint, I'm talking to, Bree and AJ a lot of those times, and then throw the ball inside to Mimi and get it to where in the high post to where they can now create. So if we can do that off our pressure or based off our half court set, we know we want to dominate the interior. Today it felt like a little bit like the Golden State Warriors a little bit with the 32 threes. But as long as those threes are coming the right way, we don't mind. But I felt like at some points, we were kind of settling. Like threes in the second quarter that we were hitting, it was from a paint touch. Mimi's came from a paint touch, threes came from a paint touch, or a ball reversal, and that's what you want. You see everybody touch it, everybody get involved. And then now when they miss the three, because the defensive shift, now we're getting a bunch of offensive rebounds. So, I thought we did a great job. That was one of the best second quarters we probably played throughout the year, so I was happy about that.
It's finally, Coach, different kind of team coming in on Monday. And North Carolina Central, doing research, I think they were the last team to win in this building.
Yes, for sure, overtime.
And yeah, last team to win this building. What is the mindset going into Monday?
Well, we know North Carolina Central, they want the score to be 100-100. And we want to score 100, but we only want to give up 60. But they're going to play with a lot of pace. They're going to shoot the ball really fast. They're going to shoot a lot of threes. They have some new players that have been key acquisitions for them, but they're young, so they haven't seen us yet. So, it's going to be an intense basketball game. I don't think they played today, so they're coming in on a 4-game winning streak. So, they're going to come in feeling really confident, and we got to protect home. We know on the road to this regular season championship, 7-0 at home is the goal. And so we have three more, and Monday is the next one.
Don't forget that Monday's game is at 4:00 p.m. Earlier start for the game because of the men's game on ESPN. So thank you for your time, Coach and ladies, and we'll see you on Monday.
Thank you.
I did have questions that I did want to ask. I'm sorry. I'm actually a mass communication major here at NSU. I literally just started this semester. But I'm like, let me get into sports journalism. I was just thinking of some of the girls that I wanted to ask questions to, and I actually wanted to ask you a question, Ms. Park.
Yes.
I wanted to ask you, how do you personally step up as a leader on and off the board?
I just say I feel like I had to grow up at a really young age because of my parents and stuff. So that maturity carries over with every